What's up guys, in today's video we'll be going over all 4 of the new Warzone Camo rewards and how you too can unlock them as quick and easy as possible. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for future guides. So we're going to start with the first section, which is combat, and our first challenge is to buy loadout weapons from the buy station. Rebirth or plunder are perfect for this one, with plunder being the slightly safer option, but all you're going to need to do is collect as much money as possible and buy your loadout weapons from the shop. Nice and simple really, with just 15 required, and you can buy multiple of the same weapon. Next up is to get 10 operator headshots, and the easiest way of doing this one is to down the enemy first. You can then focus on getting the headshot while they're on the floor, and this is still going to count. Rebirth or plunder again are the best options, as you can just keep respawning. The third challenge is to wipe 5 squads, and I think this is easiest when playing solo. This is because every kill is going to be classed as a squad wiped, rather than having to try wipe a full team. Solo Warzone would be a great option, or you could even jump into plunder and hope a few people are playing solo. Lastly, we need to reach top 3 in Warzone 3 times. For this, I found playing in a squad much easier, as this meant there were less teams I needed to beat. Resurgent Superstore was perfect, as there were very few teams playing and some squads got wiped pretty quick. You don't need to kill everyone, you can play this tactical if you prefer and just wait for other teams to wipe each other out. Lastly, if you die, your teammates can still get you to the top 3, so don't leave too early. Moving on to the second section called Cooperation, and this is going to be much easier with at least one teammate to help. If you do play solo, drop your ID in the comments below and you might be able to help each other out. For the first challenge, you can do solo, as you need to assist your teammate 15 times. Just make sure squad fill is set to on, and any resurgence game mode will be the easiest. All you need to do is damage your enemies and let your teammates get the kill. I found myself putting the first few bullets into the enemy and then moving away, although this did get me killed a few times, but it meant I got the required assist. Up next is squad assembles, and I'd recommend doing this in duos. All you need to do is land near your teammates for this one to count. Where your teammates land will be shown by a parachute, so just land as close as possible to this. The third section requires you to kill operators that have just been pinged by your teammates, but there is a bug for this one, as you can actually ping the enemy yourself and it will still count. The easy option is to down the enemy first and then ping before finishing off the kill. Resurgence or plunder will be the best game modes for this one. Lastly, we need to acquire 20,000 cash from squad mates and then spend it at a buy station in just one match. This is the challenge where mates are ideally required, as the more you have, the easier the 20 grand will be. The 20,000 will only count if your teammates have collected all the money themselves. Sadly, you can't drop your money to them first, as this won't count. As you can't drop cash in plunder, I'd recommend Big Map Warzone, as you can do a lot of the looting sometimes without even seeing a single player. The way I did it was to get Wit to loot while I completed contracts to help with our cash flow, and also a quick tip before you collect your teammates' cash is to actually drop yours, so when you get to the buy station you're only spending the cash that counts and not your own. The third section is called Mobility, and our first challenge is to travel 500 meters while using tac sprint. It's more than likely this challenge is already complete, but if not, in Warzone you can get boxes that drop tac sprint boots, which just give you unlimited tac sprint. Simply run up and down a road until complete. Challenge 2 has us using RDBs, which can be found from looting or bought from buy stations. All you'll need to do is attach yourself, wait a second or two and then jump off. Do this over and over 15 times and the challenge will be complete. The third challenge requires us to visit 5 unique points of interest in just one game, load into plunder and ideally jump into a helicopter or even a vehicle. You don't need to land or stop, simply fly or drive through named and unnamed areas and they will count. These do stack, so you can get up to 4 in one game as long as you remember where you visited. Lastly, we need to get a kill in 3 different points of interest in just one game, so once you get a kill in an area you'll need to move on to the next. For example, in Rebirth, once you get a kill in Control Center, you'll then need to move on to somewhere completely new, like Prison. Rebirth is perfect for this because if you die after getting a kill, you can just drop down to a whole new area. Do this 3 times and the third section is complete. So moving on to our fourth and final section called Redacted, where our first challenge is to get kills with a suppressed weapon. Now ideally you want to jump into plunder, where you can start with your loadout, land somewhere popular like Old Town, and getting 15 kills shouldn't be too difficult. Just make sure both your weapons are suppressed. For challenge 2, I'd continue in plunder, but this time we need to kill down operators with a throwing knife. Plunder of course gives us our loadout from the start, so make sure to have throwing knives equipped, and again Old Town is your best bet. We'll be sticking to plunder for challenge 3 also, where we need to use 3 UAVs at the same time. Collect 150,000 in cash from looting and completing contracts, and then head to the nearest buy. Unfortunately, some buys don't sell UAVs in plunder, so you may need to have a little hunt for one. Just 3 will be on sale, so buy all 3 and use straight away, giving you an advanced UAV. You can do more than 1 in one game, but just make sure the advanced UAV is finished before doing another 3. So we're finally on the 4th and final challenge, which was by far the hardest for me, where you need to complete a contract after the 3rd circle closes. Now once you see the number 4 below your minimap, you'll know that the 3rd circle is closed, and now you can complete a contract. Big map Warzone I think is the easiest, as the circle is larger, meaning it's less likely to run into people, but which contract you select is completely down to you. Now if I'm being honest, if you pick up a bounty you may get lucky and have it pinched, whereas the others will require you running around the map. Most of the time though, it is just take whatever's closest, as there isn't loads to choose from. This took me a fair few tries, as sometimes I would die even before the 3rd circle closed. This one can certainly take up a lot of your time. Hopefully this video has helped on any of the challenges that you're stuck on. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.